Look at the tape of the Colts offense. What jumps out at you?
First thing, offensive line, starting with Nelson. I mean, he's a monster. He's been a monster for a long time. Point of attack blocker for him. What he does at the first level, second level, and then when he gets out, when he pulls, he's just a difference maker. And then, you go back from there to the running back. And, I mean, he's really dynamic. He's a tough tackle. He's explosive, and he just keeps coming. He keeps coming. And then, when they get him involved in the passing game, it's a tough tackle out there in the perimeter. And then you go outside, and then you talk about the tight end position. They got 3 tight ends that they play with. They all have a particular skill set. Mo can block. He's really good at the point of attack. The rookie's really, really solid in terms of a pass catcher. But the thing that stands out about the whole group, their willingness to block. And I think Shane does a good job. Those guys, I have a lot of respect for their head coach who calls the game. He's a really good play caller, really good coach, so you can see that. And then outside on the perimeter, there's just a lot of speed. There's a lot of speed out there, big targets who can all catch the ball and get downfield. So it's a challenge.
Familiarity with Daniel Jones, obviously.
And then obviously Daniel. Sorry, I knew y'all were going to ask me about Daniel, but I was like, I got to get to Daniel.
Obviously, I mean, you saw him in practice.
Yeah.
Development. I mean, are you surprised at all by kind of how?
No. I mean, he's super smart. Toughness, has natural leadership ability, and on top of that, just the mental part of it. I mean, he's always had that, and it seems like he's in a place where he's happy and he's doing well. Physically, got the arm talent, and then the added bonus of being able to move in the pocket. He's fast. When he gets out in the open field, he's fast. But the thing that I think people might underestimate, but I know about him, his toughness. He's one of the tougher football players in the NFL, and he's showing that right now.
Your defense has done a really good job stopping the run for the most part. How critical is it going to be this week, in particular with Jonathan Taylor back there?
Absolutely. Their offense, again, they lead the league, or I think they're real high in play action pass. They have the top rusher in the NFL, so it starts there. You got to stop the run to try to minimize the effectiveness of the play action, but that's going to be a great challenge with the combination of their O-line, their tight ends who block, the quarterback getting them in the right checks, and the fact that they have vertical threats. So you commit too much here, then they're running by you. So we got to be mindful of that.
4 games in, what are you seeing out of Landon Roberts as your quarterback of the defense? And do you call him Landon or do you call him E-Rob?
I call him E-Rob, 5'2", hey. No, but just, the physicality that he brings to the game, the knowledge, this is our first year together, but I've always noticed him before because we've been in different spots. Like he came after me to New England, he came after me to Miami. Then he was at Pittsburgh. I knew a lot about him because of one particular play he had his rookie year. I tell him all the time. I show it every year. It's an amazing play. It's a 50-yard game, but it's an amazing play by him as a rookie. So I remember watching that play and saying that was the game of the Super Bowl against Atlanta. But I have a lot of respect for him as a football player and as a man.
What did he do? What's that play?
You gotta watch it. So you guys, everybody talks about Julian's play. They talk about James White's play, and Tom played out of his mind, obviously. But play of the game was like, I think it was 1st and 10 or 2nd and 10. It's a 50-yard game by Atlanta, but he made the play of the game.
Chased him down.
Yeah. Play of the game.
You also caught a touchdown pass from Tom Brady.
Yeah. Against me. I know. I remember. There's a story behind that one. We'll tell that one. No, it's all right, man. We won the game.
You guys, we talked about the defense stopping the run, how you guys have done well there, but also on short fields, you guys have been very good. I guess, is there a secret to a short field when you guys have to quick change like that?
I mean, you talk to the guys, myself included, nobody cares where the ball starts. It's just once we go out there, defense naturally is just defend the grass behind us. So whether it's the 1-yard line or the minus 1-yard line, our job is to defend the grass behind us. And, each call is how we're selecting to defend the grass, whether it's cover 2, cover 4, blitz 0, whatever it may be. But, our job is, and we get paid to do this, is to stop them from scoring and defend the grass behind us. So it doesn't matter where the ball starts.
How about stopping the grass?
Not stopping the grass.
Come
on. Defend the grass behind us. You got to use it, get it right. I'm just messing with you.
But the run defense, obviously, with the outlier of the Commanders, it's looked really good in these other 3 games. Can you just talk about what do you believe is what makes it go, that run defense?
Well, if you're playing good run defense, and we're going to be challenged this week, so, each week's different, it starts with toughness. And toughness meaning controlling the line of scrimmage like Coach talks about. how do you control line of scrimmage, pad level, playing with extension. Then after that, now you start talking about gap, how the guys are flowing to the ball in terms of the second level defenders, having the edge set. And then, I know it's important, but like until you get all that stuff right, then you talk about gap integrity. So guys can play with anticipation, be downhill, trust the other players on the field. So it's all that tied together. But anytime all football teams want to talk about toughness, so you got to be able to stop the run. So that's really what it comes down to.
Is there a couple of guys in particular that you can look at that have been good examples of it, or do you think it's just been a good collective effort?
Like with Chin's, it's been a good collective effort. I don't want to single out guys per se, but, guys that have stood out, I think Adam Butler and Max. Max is obvious, but, we say obvious and then we don't want to give him. Max is playing really good in the run game. He's playing with good extension, gap sound, takes his shots when it's time to take a shot. The second level guys, whether it's the safeties or the backers, they've been coming downhill. So it's a collective, but there's, you could point out to a couple individuals that are doing extremely well. But to play run defense, it's got to be a group effort. A lot of grass behind them.
Really just stuck out in that last game. Obviously, Max has like all the talent in the world, but his play recognition, especially against a Ben Johnson offense, really stood out in the last game. How would you describe just his preparation and what goes into that?
You have to talk to him, but he's studying all the time. He's studying all the time. Again, everybody talks about his effort. Got it. Talking about skill development from year to year, how he's improved, how he studies the game. He's different. He is a different human being. He's a different football player. We're lucky to have him, and he takes all that weight on his shoulders and to be one of the best in the world. And through 4 games, he's showing it. And I know for him, again, can't speak for him, but I know he wants to prove it every week. Really wants to prove it every day. Just see him in the walkthrough. He's ready to go there.
All good, guys?
Good? All right, thanks.
The interceptions on Sunday, was there anything commonality involved at all, or just?
All the plays were slightly different. The 2 over the middle, trying to get a clear out route, and then a route in behind it, and didn't get him cleared through enough. Thought that he was going to run with the deeper route, and then he fell off. Good play. He's a good player. Kevin's a really good player. Been a good player in this league for a long time. So, you go through everyone, just like when we went in the Chargers game. What happened on that, and then but there's not a theme. There's just each one's a little bit slightly different, and then you try to learn through those experiences and then move.
We asked last week about getting Ashton more involved in the passing game, and you said definitely you wanted to. He got 2 catches, 2 touchdowns. I guess, is that something you want to continue to develop even more?
Yeah, if every catch is a touchdown, then we're all on board. No, but it's just the nature of our offense in terms of where we are. They were both red zone opportunities for them, and sometimes people, you obviously look at it, they're playing zone and they dropped out, so we dropped it down. They made you run it in, so we threw the ball in front of them, and Ashton did a good job on the linebacker and ran it in. So all those guys, Ashton, Raheem, they can do some different things. Zamir was our third down back before. Lobby's done some good things on third down. It just depends on how defenses are going to deploy themselves to defend you in the passing game. And we do have some weapons out wide in Brock and Jacoby and Tuck. So, if you're going to focus on them and maybe think about doubling one of those guys, then that means the back's going to be one-on-one, and then those guys have to be a factor in the passing game.
Describe Lou Anarumo defense and kind of what he's doing in there in India.
I think, I got a lot of respect for Lou. I've known Lou for a long time. He actually coached with Joe Philbin back when he was with the Dolphins. Bobby Bicknell on our staff was with him when he was with the Bengals. He took a team to the Super Bowl. They're going to present multiple looks for you. They're going to make it hard on the quarterback. And having to make decisions at the line of scrimmage and show you one thing and then play another thing. So they're really, really well coached. It's his first year with them, so he's still implementing his system. But I think he's done a really nice job so far. Obviously, they've got a pretty good record right now. And they're doing a really good job on the defensive side of the ball. They do not give up big plays. I think they're the best in the league in terms of preventing explosive plays. So they do a really good job from that standpoint. So, I'm excited that we have a quarterback that's got a ton of experience in this league, because Lou's going to test him, and I think Gino's experience is going to be a big thing for us.
What's made them so effective on third downs? That's been a big thing for the
Same thing. He presents a lot of different looks. Sometimes he'll give you blitz 0, then sometimes he'll rush 3 and drop 8. But just before the snap, they both look the same. and then all of a sudden they bail out and play zone, and then the next time they don't bail out and they come. So it's presenting you what looks like the same look, but playing multiple defenses out of it is one of kind of his calling cards.
The running game was obviously on against the Bears. What did you see from Raheem Mostert? He wasn't active the first couple games. But
Yeah,
he was.
a lot of the active part in all of the NFL, if you're not the starter, and obviously Ashton is a starter, revolves around special teams. So where did they need him? And I know T-Mac used him on teams, so that makes him active on game day. But I think he's got a wealth of experience. He had double-digit touchdowns just 2 years ago in this league, and he's seen a lot of things and done a lot of things. So I think he's got a really good understanding of the scheme. He's got a really good understanding of how to run the football in the National Football League, and didn't surprise us, the guys that have been around him. It doesn't surprise anybody that's seen him in the league that what he can do when he has the ball in his hand. So I was excited that we had a chance to keep him active, and he's going to be active again this week. And that's a pretty good 1-2 punch with him and Ashton.
Colton Miller's one of the best tackles in the game of football.
Yeah.
Does it change anything for you as a play caller not having a Colton Miller up there?
Yeah, I mean, Colton was having a tremendous year. I think you look at some of the metrics, and he was top 1, 2, or 3 tackle in the league in terms of his production and what he had done so far. So, anytime you lose a frontline starter, no matter who it is, not having Mike last week at tight end changes what you do. But losing Colton, I feel really confident in Stone. I think he's had a good week of training. We still have, obviously, today and tomorrow morning to go. But you got to make some adjustments when you lose a guy of that nature, and that's just everybody's got to kind of pull their weight a little bit and help Stone out a little bit, and make sure we're aware, because they too have 2 really good edge rushers in Liatu and Kwity Paye, and so those guys are had our attention before the game and before Colton was out, so they're going to have our attention even more now that Colton's out of there.
Do you feel Jackson's presence up there in the booth, or did you see it on film, what Jackson Powers Johnson was able to do last week?
I don't feel anybody's presence when I'm up in the booth, but he's getting an aura now that if the offensive coordinator in the booth can feel the right guard's presence, let me just tell you, I love JPJ, but his head's really big right now. So let's just not start talking about that part. Just maybe we can cut this part of the interview out, because he'll be like, there's an aura in Allegiant Stadium with him. So. The one thing I love, he's a tough kid. He plays his tail off. He's a physical player. Obviously when he was out, you lose that physicality that he brings. But do I feel it in the box? I don't. I'm hermetically sealed up there from anything. So no slight to JPJ, but I don't feel anybody's aura or presence up there. Yeah, I think I would say Colton sets the tone with the physicality. I think Ashton, the way he ran the football, set the tone with the physicality. I think the way Trey Tucker blocks sets the tone with the physicality. So it takes 11, and that's what I think. We got 11 guys really on the same page, but was last week. What does this week look like, and what are what the Colts do defensively present different issues than what Chicago presented defensively. So, that's the one thing about this league, because you have a game every week and you're playing 17 of them. That consistency over the long haul is what's going to be that test and the measurement of this group.
We talked about the success of the run game. Was it just that there was better blocking, better holes? Was it different schematically? Did you guys change something?
No, we didn't change anything really schematically. We did what we do, but I think it's just better execution. And I think the longer the group is together, then the more feeling they have for each other in terms of how they're doing it. But it was a combination of everything. It was a combination of how they really blocked and moved the front up front, how our receivers were involved in the run game, and then what our backs did. And then because we run so much play action, are we handing the ball off, or is Geno keeping it? Geno does such a great job when he doesn't have the ball. Did he keep it? Did he hand it off? Are some people in the defense not moving their feet because they think it's play action pass, but then that gained us a yard because he held off the backside of the defense? So there's a lot that goes into it, but we always say it takes all 11, and all 11 did a really nice job last week in the running game. Now, what does it look like this week? Because in game 1 and 3 on the road, we were really good in the passing game. Now we got to do it in the passing game and in the running game at the same time in one game. So.
That's good.
All right, guys. Thank you.